guys, I wouldn't say good evening. I wouldn't say good morning. I wouldn't say anything that's good. What can we say? Well, let's do the first intro anyway. I know the mood's been pretty somber for all of us, but welcome to the Red Devil Addicts channel, guys. Uh, I really, literally don't want to be smiling here after yesterday's, um, I would say, literally, I would call it a hammering. Uh, Completely outclassed, completely in every department. Um, it just shows how far Manchester United has fallen. Um, but the positives, what we can take some positives from the game. And I want to go into it a little bit more from what I noticed, what I see, and what I think will change from here on. But I think Ten Hag got the tactical perspective wrong. As we all mentioned, we knew that United were going to go out attacking as how they like to play from an Ajax style as well. But playing a very disciplined Man City and having two world-class strikers up front. Well, Phil Foden, I think he was absolutely brilliant. He was causing us a lot of problems. And let's not even go into Erling Haaland's style of play. But then again, guys, this is where I think it really showed us the separation between men and boys, because we literally got outplayed and outmuscled from the left-hand side and from the right-hand side, and it took everything out of the midfield. They bossed the midfield, and they got the goals they wanted. Now, I want to get some thoughts from you guys. You guys all saw that game. We all watched it together. I want to get some views on it. Let's go, Darren. You're closer to the scene. You were closer to the humiliation. I can imagine sitting in the city of Manchester, not wearing a jersey and hiding your jersey behind your t-shirt.
Yeah.
I want to know, what is your thoughts? You sat with Sharon. What was your thoughts?
Yeah. Before the game, we were in a pub like literally next to Old Trafford, and everyone was like upbeat. Everyone was quite positive that we could get a result. And then after half time, everyone was just annoyed and just frustrated with how the first half went. I think the problem there's obviously a lot of problems, but the main problems I realised, by not watching the game again, but just like reviewing it on the highlights and the stuff, was we just give them too much space. And you can't do that against Man City. You got to respect I think you said mainly just said there. The manager got his tactics wrong, not the team. I think the team was what we all predicted. No one can argue about that, because I think there's everyone who played deserved to play because of what happened in the last few games. But I think you see what he's trying to do. He wanted to play on the counter attack, with Anthony and Rashford, Sancho. But for me, he left them. He left the fullbacks to by themselves. Anthony and Sancho didn't help Delo and Marcelo, and that's where you see most of the goals came from them areas. So I think he just wanted to he's kind of had to be a bit more not go out and attack right from the start. We had to be a bit sit back, not sit back completely, but just respect who you're playing, because they are one of the best teams in the league. And we've said this before, haven't we? When you give these teams so much space, they will punish you, because they are one of the best teams, and we have to realize that. So I think that's one of the main things that I took from the game. Anthony and Sancho just did not help the fullbacks at all. And then in midfield, I think Eriksen had he's had a great season, but I think him and McTominay just kind of got outclassed out there today. And just a very disappointing result, really. I think we all honestly, I wasn't expecting us to probably even get a win, but it's just the manner of the defeat. That's what really annoys me. It's just like, and this is happening quite a lot now. We're not just losing games; we're getting like smashed. 4, 5, 6 goals. It's happened a few times now, and I don't know why that is. Yeah, so that's yes.
Darren, did you notice? I don't know whether you got to see it, but us watching it from home, it was absolutely abysmal to watch at halftime. Man United fans leaving the stadium.
Yeah, I was speaking to
was
Slavin about that. Yeah, and we saw it. We was we seen it obviously in the pub, and we were all like, "What?" For me, Slavin even said he's never left a game. He goes to like more games than I do, and he said he's even when it's like 4 5-0, he'll never leave. And I'm the same. And there's a lot of people that we were speaking to as well, in the pub, and they were like, they wouldn't leave. You don't. For me, you stick to the right to the end. Doesn't matter how bad it gets. But every fan's different. They pay their money, so it's up to them. They're paying their money, so they can do what they want. But for me personally, and I know a lot of people who were in the pub yesterday, were like the same. They didn't want to leave. They would never leave.
Mervin, I want to get some thoughts from you, Mervin. You were down at the pub in Malacca, and I know you were there.
So I mean, obviously, there's a lot of people came towards the end, and interestingly, there was bloody 5 annoying Man City supporters sitting right in front of me, and they were cheering. But that was the annoying part to deal with. I didn't know there was a lot of Man City supporters here in Malacca. Next time, I'm not going to come here. Anyway,
me and Mervin are wearing the wrong. I know we are wearing the
wrong. I know this is bad. Sorry, I think I should just expose myself now.
Yeah,
it's okay. We'll keep it PG. That's all right.
Yeah, why are you guys wearing blue? Come on, jeez.
Sorry, I should have noticed that. Yeah.
In no support of Man City at all.
Correct.
I'm just wearing blue because I wanted to make Darren feel that he's safe in. We have to protect our very own. We have to make him safe in the city of Manchester.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, guys, back to the review. So essentially, I mean, I think having that long break was clearly has put United at disadvantage. As we've lost a bit of that momentum going into the match. I could see. Second, I think we agreed tactics maybe was wrong. We were trying to match a City team that's been groomed accordingly for years. Ten Hag has only had this team only for 4 or 5 months, and out of that, we've lost 1 whole month due to games being postponed. I thought Rashford was a bit off pace. I didn't think he was match fit at all. Interestingly, Aziz Marshall did so much better, and he just scored a goal, which was good to see. I think that'll be a good thing to show that he can. You can see that he's at least maintaining the momentum of scoring, because he did score before he got injured, so now he scored coming back from injury. So hopefully he will be the one leading the attack. Oh yeah, 2. That's right. They do the penalty. Again, I think we were completely beaten in the flanks. Again, I didn't see Anthony and Sancho coming to support them. Again, I think where we are at in terms of wing backs, I don't think we are anywhere as good as the City's wing backs. Thirdly, goes to show we need a proper CDM. We need a commanding CDM. I know Casemiro is there, whether he would have made a difference. But again, we need somebody a bit more with a height and strength to.
But you see, Marvin, here's the problem. See, Casemiro is an out-and-out CDM.
Yes,
he
agreed.
That role to sweep up defenses, to put up, to shut out.
The problem is, the CDM, I agree, but the balls were being passed left and right, and you can see they were so. It was all was so precise.
You know what they did. See, this is where I think I've got to say this, and it hates me to say this, but Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the only manager that knew how to play Pep Guardiola. Twice beaten them, outplayed them in the park, and all he did was neutralize the team, frustrate them in their attacks, and hit them on the counter. That means pull the ball back, not trying to attack them too much, but getting to ready to pounce over the. Look, in the second half, we scored 3 goals.
Right. So that's the thing. It's a game of 2 halves. So
yeah, it's a
So
we scored 3 goals in the first in the second half. So we literally, well, ideally we only lost the game by 4-3 if we're going based on a game of 2 halves, yeah. But I think where United, see, this is the problem, and this is what we also see during the Brighton game and during the Brentford game as well. When United tend to go down, a goal down, they tend to falter and they tend to they come
But
up.
I mean, to be honest, I mean, I saw there was an attempt. You know, they were trying to get the ball forward, but unfortunately, City players were quick enough to cut the pass to the other flanks. Like you could see that their defense knew how to take. At one point, I think a whole of Man City team was in their own half. See, they know how to be. They know how to defend and how to attack as a team. United are nowhere close to that. Like what Darren said, I think we left our defense exposed bad, big time. Haaland and Foden was giving us nightmares, I think. But again, the ball was played so simple, like it said. It went on either flank, and then it got squared back in the middle, and somebody was there to tap in. So I guess it goes to show having Haaland as an outright striker is what we need in the team eventually. I think that will be the next thing we need to look at. But I was just annoyed that 2 hat-tricks.
I know. Look, everything that went against us from every sort of perspective. And I think, and I can see Darren. I could see that writing in his face. He's sitting in the city of Manchester, not knowing shit. I'm not walking out here without any sort of United, especially not after yesterday. But
the thing is, so I was going to say that yesterday actually we were thinking of going into the city, where there would be Man U and City supporters. But I'm so glad that we decided just to go to the pub just with Man U supporters, because that would have been hard to take. It's especially getting beaten that bad. But so we just stayed in the local pub, and then it was just like a 2-minute walk back to my hotel, and I've not left since.
No, but look, guys, the positive I took from this, from that humiliating, like when that terminology. I'm sure you guys all know this terminology. When you got schooled, that terminology. You got schooled. Yeah. So literally, Man City schooled United enough, and I'm hoping from this particular molding, we're going to go back, because as I said, it's a very we couldn't expect anything other than United nicking a win with pure luck. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, a draw would have been an acceptable. We would have taken a draw, but the positives, I look at it from a perspective from the game itself, because the way we got schooled, and knowing the fundamentals of what we've all understood from Ten Hag's approach to games, he's going to take about 10 steps back and see what is it that went wrong with teams like this. Because you see, Man City is a team that plays very open, very what I call calculated football. They know where to pass the ball, they know where to receive the ball, and they know how to defend the ball. But in saying that, in order to outplay a team like that, is to soak up the pressure. Just keep soaking it, throwing everything of soaked up. I don't know whether you guys remember this movie. It was a Disney movie called The Mighty Ducks. Yeah. If you watch the third season, the third movie, the D3, there was a very important fundamental which a new coach brought that mentality into the team, because the team wanted to be a constant attacking team. And when the similar thing happened and they got schooled by one of their closest rivals, they actually went up. And you know what was the fundamentals? Is picking up every single garbage. What that means is every single ball that you get, that ball is precious. Every ball that comes into the box is going to be precious. Who goes for it? Everyone goes for it. Everyone. If one player goes for it, there's three fellas on him, not allowing him to turn, not allowing him. Because what I get it from that movie was what they were trying to picking up the loose pieces. How do you pick up those loose pieces? Is by ensuring that every single one of your striking players, your attacking players, your defensive players know how to defend and know how to attack. That's the basic fundamental. Because what we could do yesterday with Anthony and Sancho, we only saw them going forward, and exactly like what Mervin was saying just now. Anthony and Sancho did not come back and help out Malaysia and Diego Dallo, and that forced them into a lot more mistakes.
Yeah,
they were not confident enough in coming back and taking on the ball and turning it from a defensive perspective and turning it in attack. Because all they wanted to do was stay up in attack and hoping that the ball could come to them and turn it and attack into a goal. Yes, Anthony did score a wonder goal, but the damage has already been done. So this is where I feel that United are lacking that sort of experience or lacking that sort of gameplay in what is expected from each and every one of those players.
Yeah,
that's where my problem is.
Yeah, Joel, but remember, I don't know. My take on this is I think, unfortunately, we lost out on playing Crystal Palace and Leeds leading up to the City game. I think that would have made a lot of difference because Ten Hag would have seen them a bit more, try to tweak. As you know, big games require big personality. You need to build up for that day. You can't just suddenly turn up, a few days ago, start putting a team together and hoping them to perform. So in some ways, I think having those, like I said, I think I still go back to having the days off or, the nearly a month off didn't help this team, especially against City. Again, I think I'm happy that second half they actually showed more passion to fight and win and try to score goals. So I think, like we said, it's a game of two halves. Now moving forward, we just need to see how stick to this team. We need a consistent team. So I hope he just doesn't give up on this team. I still see there's a lot of qualities. It's just that they need to be working better together, especially our wingers need to support our wing backs.
Yeah.
I think this is the way this season is going to go. We're going to have games against Liverpool and Arsenal where we're going to be amazing and win games, but we're also going to have these types of games as well. And we have to, as Man United fans, we have to kind of get used to it. Especially this season, I think it's just going to, it's his first season. He's still learning, on his players. He's finding out, what they can do and stuff. And I think these players as well, they're playing it's the first time they've played together. Partnerships are still building. So it's going to take a while. We've said this before, in the past. It's not going to be done overnight, and it's just going to be some stumbling blocks on the way. We're going to have good games, we're going to have bad games. Hopefully at the end of the season, we've done enough to get top four, because that's what we're going to be judged on, the top four now. And if we can get that, then that'll be something to build on for next season. But yeah, Man City, the Man City can beat anyone on their day. They're one of the best teams in the league. It's just the way teams have gone to Man City this season and give them they might have lost, but they've given them a game, and we didn't even do that. We can talk about the second half, but really Man City basically they made subs. They really they took their foot off the gas in the second half, but. I think going to the next few games, I think Martial, for me now, I think he's someone who can hold the ball up, and I think he should be one he should start the next game.
Yeah, great.
Yep.
Yeah. Just another thing, actually, quickly I want to mention actually, I don't know if you've seen it on the corner. Ericsson was marking Haaland. Now, for me, that's just a mismatch. Now, for me, like I know Varane was actually off the pitch, but if you actually look on the corner before, it was actually, even though when Varane was on the pitch, Eriksen was still marking Haaland, which for me I really don't get. Like you had McTominay or Varane should have been on Haaland, not. So I really, and that's something that the manager's obviously done said. So he's got to take the blame for that, surely.
Yeah. No, but I think this is one game the manager has got to take full ownership on it because of the way he set up the team. See, from a perspective on paper, we had the team to match each and every stride Man City threw at us. But one of the biggest problems I face is the way we handled that game with the players that we had. I would not have started Rashford. Of course, all of us wanted to start Rashford, was how match sharp was he? Right? I would have at least, given, I would have given Cristiano Ronaldo a go at least in the first half, and then brought Rashford on as the team started to progress in further. Because if you start Rashford in the start, I feel that we sort of we've played into Pep Guardiola's mind games, because he was expecting, and he knew every Man United fan out there and also the manager will want to start Rashford because of his pace. But if they are going to nullify Rashford into actually making those runs, he is absolutely not going to get out of that shell. The only person who can actually get out of that shell and make something tick is actually Anthony Martial, because his hold-up play is better, his ball control is better, he's better technically than Rashford. So I think from a perspective of who he should have started, again, that's a very debatable fundamental. Of course, we all wanted Rashford to start because he's been doing so well and he's got the pace of the game. But I think the game plan generally, that's what started it up. We went out to play attacking football against one of the most comfortable, the most I would say synchronized passing ability team like Man City, and we got caught out very, very poorly trying to play their game. And that's where I think, if you look at the way what Solskjaer did in 2 seasons ago, you remember when we won that game 2-0?
Yeah.
Right? We soaked up every single pressure we could. They threw at us wave after wave of attack. But as we soaked up the pressure, we knew one ball over the top, Rashford chasing down that ball. And that was going to be our winning formula. And he did it so well. Just before we broke into the COVID factor, we won that game 2-0. Now, that's what I felt that we were lacking. I think Ten Hag got a bit too carried away, thinking that if we attack them, we will have lots of goals from both sides. We will score, they will score, and then who gets the better of the defense of defending that one less goal to win the 3 points. I think that's where he got caught up. Yeah. But look, I think, guys, it's a learning curve for us. It's a big going back to the factor of being schooled. I think that's what's happened. And that's what's really, really given us something to think about, something to change, something to ponder, and something to go back into the training ground and start working on it, because it's still a very long season. Look, we still gotta play Man City again at the Theatre of Dreams, right? Now, if we can prepare ourselves in the next coming weeks and maximizing whatever points we can actually get from the remaining games before we break for the World Cup, that would give us a little bit of, I would say, breathing space, go for the World Cup. Of course, when we come back from the World Cup, every team, every players are going to have injury concerns. Now, if we can keep our head, if we cannot drop our heads completely after yesterday, go back to the drawing board and start picking up the paces and start working on things that matter, working on things that can turn wins from a drawing or losing position into wins. I think that's the key fundamental. That's a key fundamental for me. But look, you know what? I know all of us it's a weird Monday for us.
Yeah, it's kind of one of, you know, actually I feel after the Brentford game I was more annoyed actually than this one, just because I don't know, it's a funny feeling. I'm kind of like, I'm often annoyed and frustrated, but I'm also like, I think I know we're still learning, and I wasn't expecting us actually to beat City. So, you know, I think as you said, we just need to go on the training pitch, see what we've learned from this game, and then hopefully, like next time we play Man City, the manager. That's what I want to see now. See whether the manager will change things and just realize you can't play you can't play like that against Man City, because they are just too good. So next time we play them, we'll see, you know, whether he changes things. Would he play Casemiro and McTominay? You know, it's obviously a long way away. You know, we'll see what happens when it comes to that game. But yeah, hopefully now we've got a big month. You know, we've got, I think, 9 games this month. So it's literally we got a game literally every 3 days. And it's how we respond now. You know, we've got Everton next week. It's going to be a really big game. Everton are starting to pick up a bit of form.
Yeah.
I think they've not lost a game in 6 now.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's going to be away as well. So that's going to be a very tough game. So we have to, hopefully, about Varane, hopefully that's not a serious injury. I'm not sure. I haven't heard nothing yet about that.
I think he twisted his ankle when Foden took that shot. Or was it Grealish?
He used his foot to stop the ball from coming, and that would have. And you could see his. I saw his ankle actually went inwards, so I think that will definitely cause a sprain. At least I would have thought easily.
Yeah, I think he could be out for a couple of weeks. Hopefully it's not months. Hopefully it's just a week or two. You know, I think
he played through the pain all right, but I think probably they will definitely rest him for the Europa League coming up.
Yeah.
But it all depending on how serious it is, because the news on his injury is not out yet. They haven't given us an update on it, but that's something that we will talk about in our next show.
Yeah.
On how do we need Varane back, because besides yesterday, he's forged I would say a growing partnership with Martinez, and the synergy is starting to build, but it's just that stop-start. This is the thing, the momentum. It's just taken off our momentum a little bit from the stop-start situation. I hope that in the next couple of games, it will give us that momentum, build up a few more points, get qualified for the Europa League second round, and then we can go off to the World Cup, and then hopefully when we come back, we can pick up where we left off. I think that's kind of crucial.
Yeah, Alex, let's have your thoughts. You've been a bit quiet.
Where's Alex?
Come on, Alex. What do you think?
I'm here. Just disappointed. I don't really have many words to say. I went to sleep at halftime because I was just so upset. But yeah,
especially after the chance, Alex.
Huh?
Especially after the chance, we were so excited. We were thinking at least United were going to win.
Yeah, well, yeah. Look, Man City are just too good. I don't think anyone's going to stop them this year. But yeah, like talking about United, like I think our midfield was just lacking a little bit. Like Eriksen was he was alright. But yeah, everyone just like after the fourth goal went in, you could just see that they nothing.
Yeah, the heads just dropped out. And I think after the first goal, I think I said this in the previous show, is how we're going to respond when we go a goal behind.
Yeah.
And every time we've been a goal behind, we've just not, like, with 4 games we've gone behind and we've not come back at any of them. And that's what I want to see now. Like, there's going to be games where we go behind, and in the past, we've been able to respond, but we're just not being able to. We just don't know what happened. Our heads just drop. We just lose focus. We just lose position. I don't know what happens. We just can't, regroup and get back into the game.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, look, I've got to head off. My battery is running low. I'm actually outside. I'm hoping for our next show. Mervyn, when are you coming back into Kuala Lumpur?
By Friday, I should be back. So.
No, can you come back one day earlier so we can do it?
No. I'll be good. I'll be ready. It's going to be Thursday, isn't it? Or I'm just looking at the schedule. The time was it will be. What time is it going to be in Malaysia?
We'll call you in process. Please let the dog go. We've got a show to do.
It's 12:45 a.m. for us, Joel.
Yep. So maybe we can catch up before the game.
Yep, we will
do a show, and then
because you head off when you fly back on
Sunday.
Sunday. Okay. Yep.
So I'll be when I land in Melbourne. We'll be able to do the lineup for the Everton game. Yep. So
where's this team, by the way? Where is this? I'm trying to figure out where are they based.
I think they are Cyprus or Malta.
Oh, okay, Omonia. No, because I'm just trying to figure out the travel because United play them on the 7th, and then we have Everton on the 10th. So that's just 3 days.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to make.
That'll be quite interesting. But let's let's do a show together. Maybe on Thursday night because it's Friday morning.
Sounds good.
12:45. And then Darren, would you be Darren? Can we get you in front of Old Trafford while we do a crossover to you?
No, I actually won't be back in Manchester now until next week. I'm going back. I'm going to see the family. I have to go and see the family at some point. So I'll be down with the family this week, but I'll be back in Manchester for the next Europa League, the home game. So that'll be like in a week and a half. And then hopefully the Newcastle game.
When you see the family, just say, okay, came to say hi, g'day. Bye. I've got to go back to United now.
Yeah. Honestly, I came here before going down there, so I think I've already put it off quite a bit. So I think I need to go in and see them. But no, I'll definitely will be back up to in Manchester in a couple of weeks. Hopefully trying to get tickets for the Newcastle game. Still trying to find some tickets.
Yep.
So but I'm going to the Europa League game, so I've got tickets for that one. Perfect. Yeah, just hopefully I can get Newcastle as well, but we'll see.
Cool. Anyway, guys, it's me, Joel. I'm at as you can see, I'm at a shopping mall in Kuala Lumpur. It's called the One Utama Shopping Mall. They used to have a Manchester United shop up here, where I get my jerseys when I was younger, when I was in school, back in school. So a little bit of a history fact there. Well, at the moment, me and Mervyn are on the same time zone, but different states, Mervyn's in-laws stole him away yesterday, so I'm going to plead to his in-laws now to say, can we have him back now?
Yeah, I'm here. All right.
Anyway, guys, look, I know it's a very, really, I'm just feeling the effects of the Monday, actually. That's why I decided to come and get a couple of things and just not think about the game because I couldn't sleep the whole night thinking about it. But look, I see some, personally, I've seen some positives in it. And I think Ten Hag will fix that problem, like what he did when he lost Brentford and beat Liverpool. I think he will tweak the team. It's still very early for him. He's still trying to find his best team, and we just got to get behind the manager, and hopefully things will start to get better. Results will start to get better. And also, guys, don't forget, a lot of my videos are being processed and being uploaded soon. I will get to them hopefully by this week and get everything up and running so that you guys can continue enjoying the Red Devil Addicts content. We are hoping and we are praying that you guys will push more and more people to subscribe to us so that we can actually do this show live. And when it's live, it gives you the content straight to you without any issues, whether it's rain or shine, and that content will be automatically recorded onto the channel. So that's why we need as many subscribers as we can. So don't forget to go to our YouTube channel, Red Devil Addicts, subscribe to us, and also follow us on Instagram, which is the Red Devil Addicts. We did a live yesterday just before the game. We did a couple of chants, it was good. And we've got Darren now back in Manchester, so we can hope Darren is going to be giving us a lot more scoops. He's our news desk. So he's going to be going and finding out, all the transfer news and everything that's pertaining to United. And we will have first-hand information from Darren and Sharon, who has been reunited now back in Manchester. So, guys, it's me, Joel. I'm signing out now from the Red Devil Addicts studio. Well, in a shopping mall in Malaysia right now, not my actual studio. And I'll see you guys back. Me and Mervyn will be doing the show together. We'll do a live crossover with Darren wherever he is for the upcoming Europa League clash. And then we'll see you soon.
Cheers. All right.
Bye.
See you then. Okay.
Ciao,
See you
boys.
guys. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye, Alex.